Hi, it's George. So I've been wanting to make this video for some time because, well, I feel this is a really important topic, specifically for us Frusciante tone freaks that are, a little bit obsessed with his tone. We're never going to sound 100% like him, but we like, to get as close as we can with the gear we have. And, well, if you are in this Frusciante realm, and specifically if you're interested in John's clean tone, and also trying to bypass, this DS2 and LH10 problems that they, if you put them in front of a clean amp, you know, the volume difference is really high. You may be wondering what pedal to get. And if you, go to YouTube, go to some forums or search the internet, you're going to get two main recommendations to bypass this problem. One of them, you may notice in Marshall Jackhammer, and the other one is to use a CE-1 preamp. This one is a Grobert FX01, is a CE-1 clone I own. Every CE-1 builder states that his clone is a faithful recreation of the original, but this is the one I happen to own. So, should you get the Jackhammer or CE-1 preamp? I would like to answer this question. I'm going to use some other examples, and I'm going to talk about what is each circuit, because these two are really different from the score to what they offer. So, first of all, let's talk about the Jackhammer. So this pedal is actually a Marshall in a box style pedal. So the idea of this is that you stick this in front of a clean amp and you get a Marshall style tone. This circuit is like an amp fitting two clipping diodes, several clipping diodes. So this is essentially an overdrive pedal with a really powerful EQ section. And when you use this pedal, you get, Frusciante style tone, you get a Marshall voicing. This tames the DS2 and WH10, but has a main issue. That is that it doesn't have as it's essentially an op amp. You don't get this type of dynamics that you will get, while using a clean amp, tube amp actually, crank, not clean, sorry. But these small nuances, you kind of lose them. You can either be too clean or too distorted. So you solve the DS2 and WH10 problem, and you get actually a decent clean tone, but there is this problem when you are either too clean or too distorted. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. Now, this is a recreation of the CE-1, as I said before. And most people that use like tube amps or boutique pedal beaters and this kind of people, state that Dave Lee, also who is former John's technician, said that this preamp is the magic beneath John's tone. And the idea is that this is really different to the Jackhammer, because this is an amp simulator. This is just a clean, let's say leveler, because the idea is if you plug a guitar or keyboard or anything to this like chorus pedal, you need to match volumes. So that's what the preamp's for. So this isn't like an amp simulator, and this isn't meant to distort on itself, but it has like its own gain structure that really helps in maintaining the dynamics of your tone. So if you use this, boosting like Marshall style amp, you get like those dynamics that gain structure, the 3D tone. But if you put this in a clean amp, you're not going to, specifically if it's solid state, you're not going to have like any compression, you're not going to tame the DS2 and WSN, and you're not going to make that amplifier sound like John. So my recommendation for anyone who is asking, well, do I have to get the Jackhammer or the CE-1 preamp? Actually depends. So it depends on what your gear is. If you have, for example, a Marshall amp or a 2 amp, a 2 Marshall amp or a solid state amp, you know, something that can get you in the ballpark of that British voice, well, I would say get the CE-1 for its preamp and have fun. But if it's your first pedal, or you know you're having some trouble getting your amp sounding like John's, you know, we're not going to sound 100% like it, but if you're trying to do so, I would really suggest a Jackhammer, because this tames the DS2 and WS10. This gives you like the EQ voice that a Marshall side amp has. But I mean, the main problem is that you either are too clean or too distorted, but you can easily overcome this. And so I don't feel it's a problem. I mean, the ideal combo for me are both. Why? Because, well, I really want to get that Frusciante crunch, but I'm a geeky musician, so I'm going to put some footage of myself playing. I don't know which amplifier I'm going to get, so I may get a Fender, I may get a Marshall, I may get any kind of solid state amp, but I don't know actually what I'm going to get. So this thing levels things up for me, so I don't get, you know, any kind of issue when trying to get my bass clean tone, and then I boost it with this so I get my crunch. So I hope this video has been quite useful to you. I mean, I wanted to give some background information on both pedals, like what's each pedal based on and what are their functions. As you can see, they can be good friends from each other. So I hope this video has been helpful, and see you next one.